pretty girl. Luna's a pretty girl. Artie Pants. Man, you're such a good boy. Alright, we're almost there. I cut my hair today, too. I also cut my ear. I do that every now and again. Gang! Gang! I hate that, man. Then I'm like, why can't I just make a friend? It's what, like someone that isn't, like, that's capable to just make sure I don't cut my ear. Because where I live, it's hard. People already have their clientele. I'm an outsider. So they don't, no, no. No. We're closed. But the side says open. It's dumb. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Actually, I finally found horse shampoo. I always want, because I have such thick hair. It's like not quite like horse's mane, but it's pretty freaking close. It's not too far off. And so, I always wanted to try it, and I finally found some a couple weeks ago. And I freaking dig it. I get it at the tax store, at the horse store. They sold it at the grocery store. I still like my foo-foo shampoo. Because I still use the conditioner. But it was only $12.99, but when you ring it up, it was like $24.99. And I was like, that's weird. Because there had a big old sticker on it that said like $14.99, and it was marked down to $12.99. And he's like, I'll give it to you for the markdown price. And I'm like, well, thank you for not charging me extra. How kind of ya? How big of ya? That you're going to give me the price that it says that it's on there. Seriously? People are freaking... They have little signs all over the place that say, Audacity is at an all-time high. Because it is, man. People are just like goofy. Their mom and dad... Too many people got an award for everything, and their moms and dadsies told them that they're just... They can't do no wrong, and they're going around doing wrong. I started to listen to Robert tonight, and then he got on with Longo, and I got lost. It's not my scene. People dig them. I'm happy for them. Yay! They're all excited about gathering for the eclipse that's coming up. I learned my freaking lesson. I mean, they're talking about how Trump's looking up at the eclipse and then things got shitty for him. And they're talking about a group of people gathering to look it up at an eclipse. I mean, what do they think is gonna... I learned my lesson from Oregon. Don't look at it. I don't ever want to see another eclipse again. I don't want that energy ever again. Not that we won't get it, because we're going to still be in the energy of it. But I'm not going to be out there gawking at it, People are going to be gathering. They're going to be all feeling good. They're all going to be drinking and having their moon dust pie or whatever, And I learned my lesson from Oregon. Have fun, kids. Have fun. Maybe I can help when shit starts getting sour. Because I'm good at making little comfortable caves in frickin' crappy situations. I'm real good at it. Mom and I watched the last, or I think there was one after that. I don't know. I lost track because when Jurassic Park came out, it was a year after I graduated high school. So I wasn't. I saw the first one. Yeah, it was really cool, stuff like that. I was out too busy partying and having a good time and stuff like that. So, and I managed to see all the other ones, and then like they started making them again 2013 or something like that, and with the guy that was on Parks and Rec. Good boy, Tuck. It's okay. What is up there? Oh, the dog food, because I gotta give Artie his pill soon. That's what he's coveting. Uh, so I started to listen to, and he mentioned echo chamber, and I'm like, I've heard that terminology before. I don't know what it means, so I actually looked that it up, Ma. You know what an echo chamber is? People just make up stuff. It's just synonyms for something else. A program, a belief system. You know, only it's. I guess it could be of somewhat of an expansion on that. Because it's, well, the definition according to on sponsored ads and stuff like that, I think it's a free-for-all. So that's where I talk trash. And then I happen to say F sponsored ads too. Because it's like, I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see it. You guys want me to see this stuff. Your algorithm thinks that this is the kind of crap that I'm interested in, and you got it all wrong. You got it way wrong. So, and then people don't like the stuff that I say, and I'm just like, they do suck ball sack. You know? Anybody sits in a chair for freaking 2.5 hours, all kinds of weather, watch freaking grown men play a child sport, and then spend hours in traffic, and you know, that's like collectively, like that's like a 6-7 hour day. That eats up your whole day, sometimes your whole weekend. There's a lot more. There's people, you know, there's old ladies, old men that could have, like, you know, their yard like redone and repairs done, like on their roof and stuff. Like there's a lot of other stuff. Like, okay, do that, but you know, where's the charitable part too? And people have forgotten the charity part. They forgot, okay, I'm gonna live for myself and I'm gonna do for others too. Sometimes they forgot to do for others things, and it's just in a freaking crazy world's getting crazy. So according to this echo chamber, based on the acoustic echo chamber in which sound reverberate in a hollow enclosure. Another emerging term for this echoing and homogenizing effect within social media communities and the internet of neo-tribalism. See, this is all new century bullshit. It's just coming up with, yeah, I get it. All right. So everybody look at it's just another, as far as I look at it, it's just another way to collect data points. And I've never had a TikTok account. As an IT professional, I get this. I get what they want to do. Like, I have LinkedIn. I made an account for all the social medias just so I could see what it was about. And then when TikTok came out, I was like, that's a total security risk. And that's also years ago. Like, I have a Facebook account, but I don't use the apps. I have a Twitter account. I don't use the apps. I got Instacrap. I don't use the apps. I go to just like the mobile web-based version. Because then that way I can see what I want to see. But, you know, whenever you install an app and it says, do you want to allow this application access to all your photographs and your microphone and your camera? They own your shit. It's all yours. It's just a password away. You know, they can decide that, you know, we don't want you to have access to your stuff anymore. It's our stuff. You know, all those words with the agreement, like the things that you agree to, I mean, they could straight up say that you're going to sell yourself to the devil in there, and people will be like, I don't care as long as I can see my... all the weird shit that people are doing to each other in the world. And these challenges are silly. Sometimes I just sit back in wonderment. I'm like, what is this planet I live on? So I go on outings. Mom was sleeping in. My buddy called me today, and I was like, and he's like, "Hey, I got something for you." And I was like, "All right, I'll be right there." And he's been sick, so good boy, Tuck. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go get the good spot. And so I had an opportunity to, help him out by giving him a ride. So I went to his work and picked him up. Go lay down. Go boy. And took him to the supermarket and let him go in. And while he was in there, I walked over to the smoke shop, the flower shop. And hold on, let me help him. Good boy. Good boy. Here, you want that lower? There you go. His arm got stuck in the blanket. Good boy, Tuck. Good boy. And I just go up to the counter and I said, give me the highest percentage indica pre-roll you got, please. And he said, all right, that'd be the blah, 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 whatever. And I said, all right, cool, thanks. And he gave it to me. I just put it in my pocket, and I walked out the door. Walked up to the store, because I was like, is there anything I really, really need? Because yesterday I really, really needed eggs, because Mom didn't have none for breakfast. So there was nothing that was too pressing, and I really didn't want to go inside the store Sunday morning. Just really wasn't in the mood. It was a pretty day. And so I met him out, and then I took out the pre-roll and I looked at it, and it was like 20%. I said, really? $8 for 20%? So I went up to this other place that was recommended, and it was closed. And then I went, and then I went to another place that I like, and I got 2 for $10 there, and I had a real nice conversation with the people that work there, and it makes me laugh when I talk about, or when I think about how, like, it doesn't matter how far out in the middle of nowhere you are, you're gonna meet the people that you're supposed to meet. You're gonna cross paths. And Mom and I have a great story of how we got here, and then the fact that she was probably born around here makes it that much more amazing. And so, like, I went in today and I started talking to the guy, and he said, I worked up at the rehab facility that they have up here that they put in the hotel. And I was like, then you worked with my neighbor, because she works there. And he's only been at this place for like a couple months. But she's worked there for a while. Right? So, and I said her name, and he's like, yep, and he's like, she has chickens, and I'm like, boy, does she ever. And I said, I like the chickens. I said, but I can't go up there and make friends with them, because it makes me sad because of the turkey, because they're going to eat it for Thanksgiving. I don't want to get attached, and he has so full eyes. And so we had a nice conversation. I went on my way, and I said, Augustine, I said, it's such a trip, And then Augustine had mentioned about, because I said, what is the biggest city you've ever been to? Because he had been a fireman in his career, because we live in New Mexico. He always did the big fires. And so he's been where I grew up in Northern California. He's been into, on these like special fire teams when he was younger, and because he's small and he's agile and he's quick and smart, like read terrain and stuff like that. And and he said Chicago. I said, oh, I said, you've been to Chicago? He said, yeah, my uncle was in the Navy, and I said, so you've been to Wauhegan? He said, yeah. He said, I went fishing in the big lake there. And I said, I've been to that naval base. We went driving around it in Wauhegan, so we've been in the same place, it just took us. I mean, I'm 49. It took us my life to catch up, and he's like in his 60s, but it's a trip, It's a trip. And then I had a pretty gnarly, it wasn't gnarly, it was an interesting experience. An experience that I haven't had before. And I was on my way home. It was starting to get to where Mom was going to get up and around. I needed to get her something in her belly. And she'd already been up twice early. So, but to get up and around. And there's this stand that's right outside on the main highway on the way home, right outside the gas station that I stopped and went to. And after I got gas, I pulled around in and I walked up to the guy, and he was on the phone. He got off the phone, and I walked up, and I'm just such a chatterbox. Everywhere I go, I just get to talking, because I was, he's always out there and has such a friendly face. And I looked up at him, and he looked like my dad. And it like tripped me out, because my dad has one of those faces that isn't common. Like, I think that as far as the structure of the human face, I think that there's only so many shapes the eyes can be. There's only so many shapes the nose can be. There's only so many shapes the lips and the ears, and and you got all these shapes. Like, everybody's just a Mr. Potato Head. So there's only, like, I don't know, anywhere from 13 to 26 varieties of human beings. Like, because mostly people just look the same. They really do. As far as structural wise. Yeah, we are animated. We have our free will. We have independent free thought, all that stuff. A lot of people look the same to me. And, like, I'll meet people and I'll be like, oh my gosh, that looks like so-and-so, like, in the future, or so-and-so in the past, or whatever. Not like them now. And so when I looked up in his face, and I was just like, I started talking, and I was just like, I got real emotional. I could feel it coming over me. I said, you gotta excuse me. I said, this is kind of as much as a surprise to me as it probably is to you. See some lady walk up to your chili stand, and I got a big old batch of Hatch chilies, Hatch green chilies, and then I got a jar of green salsa that's got a nice freaking fire on it. It's good. And a jar of honey. Mom and I ate a couple tablespoons of honey today. That was good, huh, Ma? And then you had toast with honey on it this morning. That was done here local. And that was all for only 42. I gave him 45, but he said it was wore out from yesterday because people came all day long. And then a lady came up, walking up to the table, and didn't have enough. And so she had to go back and get more cash. I'll try the beef jerky one day. He had a bunch of beef jerky too, but I think that was plenty. And I had to get home, and I even showed him a picture of my dad, and he was like, "Uh-huh." I said, because it was in the eyes. I said, it's probably just because I called him yesterday. I haven't seen him in 10 years. This next year it'll be 10 years. Like May, whenever it was, we went in 10 years ago down the down Grand Canyon. And then his daughter, his daughter died yesterday, a year ago. So, and then I saw someone that looked like him. So it was just kind of trippy, you know. Victor was his name. So I'm sorry I don't speak Spanish. Un poquito. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else. So echo chambers, just more lines of terminology that people can speak that really won't matter if something catastrophic happens and we're back down to point zero. It's not going to serve any purpose. You know, just whenever I wonder if anybody considers it synonymous at all as spiritual bypassing. You know, people that are all, it's just all love and light. I like these I keep seeing, because are you okay? Are you warm enough? Are you cold? You want me to go turn off the air conditioner or the swamp cooler? For a couple years, I've been asking her, "Are you cold or warm?" I'll ask her what her temperature is, and she won't answer it. She just says, "I have my sweater." And she doesn't say, I'm not, you know, she's adorable, huh, Ma? You're a cute little old lady, huh? What do you want for your birthday this year, 73? What do you want? I haven't thought about it. She doesn't ever think about it. You want? I don't know. I'll give it some thought, and I'll ask you questions if you want it, okay? We'll figure out what you want. But, a lot of people put themselves. I see, because I want to be convinced of that. I learn from different things. I want to be convinced. Oh, and that's what it was. That's not what it was. Robert wasn't talking about the echo chamber. That is what my CoStar app said. He didn't mention I checked out after long ago, but he didn't mention that today. I'm wrong. My little astrology app said, "Are you being in an echo chamber?" And I'm like, let's look at that, because let's see if I'm being in an echo chamber. I like outside ideologies. I want to be convinced. I want people to tell me that I'm wrong in my, you know, give me contradictory data that's going to change my mind. I've been given it a lot of it up until, I used to be into all the mainstream stuff. I used to be in pop culture, heavily immersed. There was a time that I had a lot of disposable income, and I was looking at Coachella tickets, and you know, I thought Burning Man was interesting. What happens is there's real life, and a lot of that stuff isn't really in line with what I call real life. It's a bunch of grown-up people going around and playing a lot. That's what that stuff is. And then they leave messes for other people to clean up. You know, people play way too much. Way too much. Mom, I'm going to go turn off the AC or the swamp cooler, okay? Starting to get chilly here in northern New Mexico. Yet still, during the day it gets warm. It messes with me. It messes with me. Fall just messes with me every year. How about you, Ma? Makes you want to I want to go to bed at 8, you know? Mom stays up till usually about 8:30, and then I'll go lay down and find something to listen to and fall asleep. But no, I don't think I'm living in an echo chamber. I am definitely not surrounded by an environment that supports my belief systems. Oh my goodness. It is so trippy. And then I talk to people and I see other people, and it's just There's a lot of people. They're definitely in their escapisms. They're definitely in their getaways. I gave more cookies away today to new people. I like giving them to new people and then going back and then they tell me if they like them or they tell me how much they like them. It's not often that people tell me that they don't like them. I think the most negative thing I've ever heard was, if I would have eaten it earlier and stayed up longer, I would have been stuck on stupid. But usually what people do is you just eat one like it, in the evening, a little while before you go to bed. Takes about a half hour for it to land. And then you just start realize like stuff doesn't hurt and just I don't know, giggles sometimes come on. you know? Like today, like this morning, I said, Ma, I went and saw my friend Augustine because he's getting rid of all of his weed. He quit. We're smoking weed. And so he's giving me his bag of his fat sacks of shake so I can make so I can make butter with it, and then I make cookies and then give them to people. Makes them happy. I said, Mom, I got a fat sack and then some fat nugs. And whenever I come home, she likes to smell it. Mom doesn't like mind altering substances. She's never I've seen her drunk one time in my life, and she just doesn't, that's not what she does. And she's never, I've been trying to get her to smoke weed with me my whole life. She won't do it. I gave her part of a cookie of mine one time, and I unless it just has straight CBD, I won't do that anymore because she was just nodding out in her chair, and I don't think she likes that. So, if she was in pain, I would, but I just get her straight CBD. Anyway. But she doesn't have a lot of pain, huh, Ma? You don't feel a lot of pain. I have so much pain. I'm just like, I'm white knuckling it through life. That's one of the reasons why I'm trying to learn how to show up in life like I'm not hurting all the time. I'm trying to be nicer. That's what I told the guy at the pepper stand. I said, so when I drive by, I said, you always look so friendly. He has his hat on, and smile, and he has his little Simba, his Chihuahua companion. And I said, my mom had a Chihuahua Sassy, had for 19 years before she went on to the Rainbow Bridge, and I said, I learned when I was young that if you want to learn how to do something, you got to be around the people that are doing the things that you want to learn how to do or be. And so that's when I was like, so I want to be around more friendly people. See, I just hate fakes. I hate fake people. And like you people, you got to shop. Yeah, people are going to be nice to you because they want you to buy their shit, So it's not really like authentic. So, and I'm trying to learn, be around people. But, I mean, God. Being a human being on this planet is not easy. An energetic sensitive. Someone that, like, doesn't care about a lot of shit that most of the world cares about. Gets kind of lonely. Anyway. You ready to brush teeth? What's the matter? Are you okay? She looks like kind of white. Are you drinking water? You got enough to eat, right? Hi, Stan Lee, coming out to say hi. I was just going to wrap it up. All right, that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.